Grab your gun, track down a zombie, and blast away. Fun, right? But imagine this. Zombies bust out of their cage and swarm you from all sides. And just when you think it can't get worse, you're fresh out of bullets. What's your move now, huh? Let me take you on a journey back in time, where the chromosin virus outbreak turned our world into a real-life episode of The Walking Dead, minus the charismatic Rick Grimes. Picture this. A virus that not only killed people, but also had the audacity to bring them back as flesh-eating zombies. How considerate of it, right? So, naturally, chaos ensued. The living were in one corner, trying to avoid becoming zombie snacks, while the undead were out there on a mission to chomp down on anything with a pulse. It was like a twisted version of hide and seek, except nobody wanted to be found. Eventually, humanity decided they'd had enough of this zombie nonsense and resorted to drastic measures. Enter the Brimstone Protocol, because nothing says problem solved like bombing the heck out of zombie-infested areas. By the time the dust settled, more than 2 billion people had punched their tickets to the great beyond. Talk about a population decrease. But wait, there's more. While the rest of the world bid farewell to their zombie woes, there was one little paradise that decided to cash in on the undead craze, the Rezort. Think of it as your sunny getaway where you can sip on cocktails and take pot shots at zombies, all for the hefty price of a small fortune. Who needs Disneyland when you've got flesh-eating monsters as your main attraction? And who's the mastermind behind this brilliant business venture? None other than Valerie Wilton, the CEO extraordinaire. She's not just a money-making mogul. Oh no, she's also a saint in disguise, funding charities and saving the world one zombie safari at a time. Because nothing says hero like turning a profit off the undead. Now, onto our ragtag group of adventurers. We've got Lewis and Melanie, the star-crossed lovers seeking therapy through zombie hunting. Melanie's got some serious daddy issues thanks to her pops becoming zombie chow during the war. So, what better way to deal with trauma than by shooting zombies in the face, right? And then, there's Jack and Alfie, the teenage gamers who probably have more experience slaying pixels than actual zombies. Sadie's also along for the ride, though she seems more interested in hacking into the resort's mainframe than taking down the undead. And let's not forget Archer, the silent but deadly veteran who could probably take out a zombie horde in his sleep. Fast forward to the big hunt, where our intrepid group finds themselves face to decomposing face with the undead. Melanie's still grappling with her emotions, unable to pull the trigger when faced with a zombie that reminds her of dear old dad. Meanwhile, Jack and Alfie are probably racking up points faster than you can say respawn. And Archer? Well, let's just say he's making headshots look like child's play. So, our hero Archer, with his trigger-happy skills, has everyone oohing and aahing over his zombie-slaying prowess. But hey, the fun's just getting started. Our merry band of survivors is then whisked away to a cozy camping site because, you know, nothing says safe from flesh-eating monsters like sleeping under the stars. Meanwhile, back at the resort, Valerie's having a bit of a security crisis. It turns out some sneaky hacker decided to crash their party and leave them with a nasty computer virus. And guess what? If they don't contain it ASAP, they're gonna have more zombies on their hands than they know what to do with. But wait. There's more drama unfolding elsewhere. Another group of unsuspecting adventurers gets a not-so-warm welcome from our undead friends. One unlucky soul gets a one-way ticket to Zombieland, while the others hightail it out of there. Cut to the resort getting its own taste of zombie mayhem. Guests are running around like headless chickens as the undead crash the party, turning employees into their undead entourage. Valerie's cowering behind her desk, watching her team get chomped on like they're the last slice of pizza at a party. She locks herself in her office, leaving her poor staff to fend for themselves. Talk about a boss of the year material. Meanwhile, at Camp Not So Safe Anymore, Melanie and Sadie are having a heart-to-heart chat when Mr. Undead decides to crash their little powwow. Sadie tries to summon her inner action hero, but ends up having a crisis of conscience. Luckily, Archer swoops in to save the day, making Rambo look like a rookie. But things take a turn for the worse. The security breach has turned their once safe haven into a zombie buffet. Tom's freaking out, the car's not starting, and the zombies are closing in faster than Amazon Prime delivery. Melanie gets a not-so-friendly nibble from a zombie, but Sadie comes to the rescue just in time. They make a break for the car, but not before poor Alfie gets a nasty bite. Sorry, buddy. Looks like you drew the short straw. As night falls, they're stuck on top of the car like a bunch of terrified cats on a hot tin roof. Tom breaks the news that help ain't coming, and they've got a ticking time bomb of explosions set to go off courtesy of the Brimstone Protocol. Their only hope: get off this zombie-infested island before it turns into a fiery apocalypse. But, oh snap, their ride to salvation ain't revving up anytime soon, and time's running out faster than a toddler on a sugar rush. Looks like they'll have to rely on good old-fashioned human ingenuity to outwit both zombies and impending doom. Cue the dramatic music and the not-so-heroic screams. So, our brave leader Tom, with his trusty map in hand, decides they need to make a daring underground escape to the dock. 'Cause why take the scenic route when you can dive headfirst into danger, right? But oh no, our fearless leader Archer keeps stopping the group every few minutes, sensing danger like some kind of undead psychic. Lewis, feeling all rebellious, decides to challenge Archer's authority because, who died and made him king of the apocalypse? Oh wait, maybe it was the zombies. In classic horror movie fashion, a zombie pops out of nowhere and tries to take a bite out of Jack, but fear not, Tom's got his back. Only to realize the zombie was actually one of their fellow tour guides. They soldier on, only to be greeted by a broken fence and a car that's seen better days. And of course, it's zombie buffet time, with poor Tom getting a taste of the undead delicacy. But fear not, because Lewis decides to play judge, jury, and executioner, all in one go, putting poor Tom out of his misery. Melanie's not impressed with her boyfriend's sudden trigger-happy antics, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. As they finally reach the communication relay, Archer decides to throw some major shade Sadie's way, accusing her of being a double agent. Turns out Sadie's not just any old tourist. She's a card-carrying member of the Living Two, a group dedicated to undead rights. Talk about a plot twist. Lewis goes on a blaming spree, accusing Sadie of more than just a few misdemeanors. The group collectively decides Sadie's not worth the drama and leaves her behind like yesterday's leftovers. Melanie, however, tries to play the peacemaker, inviting Sadie to tag along despite the drama. Inside the building, it's a full-on zombie party, with half-eaten bodies strewn everywhere like gruesome decorations. But hey, who needs a welcome mat when you've got rotting corpses to greet you? Splitting into two groups, they navigate the zombie-infested labyrinth, dodging the undead like pros. But alas, tragedy strikes, as Sadie and Jack become zombie snacks. Sadie, facing her inevitable fate, sacrifices herself for the greater good, urging Jack to flee before she becomes the main course. With their numbers dwindling faster than the last slice of pizza at a party, our trio of survivors, Archer, Melanie, and Lewis, press on. But just when they think they've found safety, Jack gets bitten, and Archer's forced to make a tough call. Sorry, Jack, but it's lights out for you, buddy. Now it's down to the final three, and the odds are looking about as good as winning the lottery during a zombie apocalypse. But hey, at least they've got each other, right? Let's just hope they've got enough luck to make it out of this alive. Buckle up, folks, because we're diving headfirst into the grand finale of this zombie soap opera. So, our trio of survivors stumbles upon a little surprise. Turns out CEO Valerie's been running her own undead Airbnb, courtesy of Hope for You. Yep, you heard that right. She's been luring in refugees with promises of shelter, only to turn them into fresh-off-the-grill zombies. Talk about a shady business model. But wait, there's more. Remember that mysterious incubation room? Yeah, turns out it's not for hatching chickens. It's for cooking up zombies to make them look all mature and wrinkly, so the tourists don't realize they're getting served fresh zombie pie. Yum, right? Suddenly, the not-so-fresh refugees decide to crash the party, and our trio finds themselves playing a fun little game of run for your life in the hallway. Melanie and Archer are holding the door for dear life, while good old Lewis decides it's every man for himself and legs it like he's in the Olympics. But fear not, because Archer's got a plan. He'll sacrifice himself to buy Melanie some time. He promises to join her on the other side. But surprise, surprise, he's got a one-way ticket to Freedom Town, leaving poor Melanie high and dry. With time ticking away faster than a discount on Black Friday, Melanie finds herself trapped in a lobby full of undead party crashers. Just when things couldn't get any worse, Lewis pops up, looking all sorry for ditching her earlier. But hold up, there's a bite mark on his arm. Guess he got a little too close to the buffet, huh? Instead of playing hero, Lewis decides to take the easy way out, leaving Melanie to fend for herself against the horde of hungry zombies. Talk about a real stand-up guy, right? But hey, just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, CEO Valerie decides to join the party. Melanie's not too keen on teaming up with the woman responsible for this whole mess, and who can blame her? The two have a little scuffle, but it's cut short when the zombies crash the party. Valerie gets what's coming to her, but Melanie's not out of the woods yet. With explosions rocking the island like it's 4th of July, Melanie pulls a Houdini and dives into the sea, narrowly escaping a fiery death. Meanwhile, Archer's chilling in a bar, watching the whole drama unfold on TV like it's some kind of reality show. Talk about a front row seat to the apocalypse. But hold on to your hats, folks, 'cause it ain't over yet. Turns out some of those pesky zombies managed to survive the fireworks show and are causing havoc on the mainland. Yep, you heard that right. Round 2 of the living versus the dead is just getting started. Who knew the resort's lively entertainment would be so literal?